And a very warm welcome to Middle East Matters. I'm Sanam Shantier. This week, we're bringing you a special show all about the region's most contentious legume. That's the chickpea. More specifically, hummus, a thick spread made from ground chickpeas. And believe it or not, this dish is charged with cultural significance, and there have been many debates over who invented it. Now, joining me here to talk about hummus throughout the show is Dan Alexander. Dan is a Franco-Israeli chief editor and designer, and he just published this wonderful book, an entire book on hummus, this unusual source of tension in the region. The book is called On the Hummus Route. Dan, thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, Sanam. Thank you for having me.
Now, first, let's take a close look at what exactly hummus is and how it's made.
A few handfuls of chickpeas, some sesame paste, a squeeze of lemon juice, a good dose of garlic, and a generous glug of olive oil, the basic recipe for hummus. The first known references to the dish date to ancient Mesopotamia in around 700 BC. Its modern form is believed to have first appeared in the Ottoman Empire some 600 years ago. Today, paprika, cumin, sumac, and pine nuts are popular additions. But there aren't as many variations as there are people laying claim to its paternity. Among the most insistent, the Lebanese, the Palestinians, and the Israelis. And the hummus war is no joke. The Lebanese were so determined to prove their dedication to the dish that in 2010 they set out to create the world's largest ever hummus dish, weighing in at an impressive 10.5 tons. And that was in response to a 4-ton effort mounted by the Israeli-Palestinian village of Abu Ghosh that same year. Greece, Jordan, Turkey, Syria, and even Egypt have also laid claim to hummus. Proof that the humble chickpea is capable of sharpening appetites both culinary and nationalist.
Dan, we just took a look at how hummus is made, and of course this is a relatively simple dish to make, though I have been known to fail. But I think the variations lie in the fact that it's served in different ways. Can you talk us through the 5 different hummus dishes that we have here? They were made by Franco-Lebanese chef Karim Haidar.
Yeah. So, Sanam, the number of variation of hummus in the Middle East is like the number of the people in the Middle East. It's amazing. So the first one that you are seeing now, it's hummus bil tahine in Arabic, which is hummus with tahini sauce. So it would be the chickpea, the tahine, the lemon juice, garlic, and some olive oil. I can really taste
the lemon there.
Yeah. So that would be the first one, is the most basic recipe of hummus. The second one would be hummus bil shatta. Hummus bil shatta, the origin comes from Gaza, and it's the basic hummus recipe with red hot chili pepper. And people in Gaza are eating very spicy and very hot.
I was told not to try this, but I did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We have a third one here.
Yeah, that's called itziya. It's hummus that originally come from Jerusalem, El-Quds. So it's like hummus from Jerusalem, and it's like the basic recipe of the hummus. On top, you can find the fava bean paste, which originally come from Egypt.
That's my favorite so far.
Yeah, that's very common. That's a very interesting hummus. It's called masabbacha in Arabic, which it means swimming. So you can see that the small, nice chickpeas swimming nicely with their own sauce, with tahini, with parsley, with the pilpel shatta, the pepper shatta.
And of course, the chickpeas are still in their original form. They haven't been crushed.
Yeah, exactly. And they stay a whole chickpea. And the last one is hummus Beiruti, come from Beirut, from Lebanon, which again, it's the basic recipe with pine nuts, lots of garlic, parsley, and olive oil. The
garlic is very potent. And of course, speaking of this Beiruti hummus, we're going to cross over now to the Lebanese capital, where France 24 spoke to people on the streets to get a real sense of what hummus means to them.
I believe hummus is important for the entire Mediterranean culture.
Hummus is a traditional dish in Lebanon. It's been traditional for a long time. You can eat it with a lot of things. Grilled meat, shawarma. You can find it in other countries. Here in Lebanon, it's the most important dish for us. It's very important. You don't need anyone to teach you how to do it. It's from our mothers, our grandmothers, the family. You always make hummus. There's nothing difficult about it.
It's part of the Lebanese tradition. When you take it out, it's like taking out a part of Lebanon.
I learned how to make hummus from my grandmother when I was little. In the house, you can create or add anything to hummus. Everything can be tried, but you can't play around with the traditional hummus.
Dan, we just heard from people on the streets of Beirut, of course, and interestingly, your book has been presented in the form of a map, the journey of the chickpea from city to city. This map here, tell us about that.
Yeah, so on the Hummus Route is a journey between cities, people, and dreams. And what is interesting about the map that it doesn't have any borders. It's no borders, no countries, no any oppressive systems. So we are focusing on the cities and people itself that living in those cities. So the book itself divided for 9 chapters, each chapter dedicated to one of the capital of hummus in the Middle East. So we've started in Cairo, going through Gaza, Jaffa, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, up till Damascus.
So you have 9 chapters and you have actually over 30 contributors. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in each chapter, we are showing people that are living in those cities and was nice enough to contribute their point of view. So you can find there chefs, academics, philosophers, photographers, people that own restaurants, just very simple people that share with us their dreams of their city and the hummus itself.
Give us one example.
One example that I like very much is Karim Aidar,
who made these hummus dishes for us here.
Exactly, which is an amazing chef, which originally come from Beirut. And when he doesn't have any memories of hummus when he was a child, so he got into hummus just after he was working here as a chef in a renowned restaurant in Paris. So for me, it's kind of he redefined his identity, discovering the hummus again.
Now, speaking of identity, hummus has been claimed by many different countries in the region, including Palestine, Israel, Lebanon, and Syria. And this report takes a look at how, for some in Palestine, the dish has become a symbol of resistance.
There's only one main dish and the recipe is a closely guarded secret. At the famous Abu Shukri restaurant, Yasser Taha prepares the hummus each morning, as he has done for more than 60 years, the way he learned it from his father.
I love my work. It's in my blood, in my body. I make hummus with my hands.
By 10 a.m. Saturday morning, the restaurant's packed. Falafel and pickles are served, a sideshow to accompany the famous hummus.
They welcome us warmly with love. Really, they do it with heart. You won't find the same thing elsewhere.
Every time I come to Jerusalem, I come to this place.
Palestine, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. He's not sure of the exact origin, but he does insist on one thing.
The Jews for a long time have claimed they created hummus. But the truth is that we created it, not them.
Claiming paternity of hummus has become a form of Palestinian resistance. The Hamouda Corporation has made this its main focus, marketing Palestinian origin products since 1989.
It means that we exist, that we are the owners of this land. We are workers. We will stay here. We're looking to expand into new markets and reach new consumers. We're making efforts to enter the European market via Italy.
Hamouda products are sold in the West Bank, Gaza and East Jerusalem, but maybe for not much longer. Israel has notified the company to stop selling in Jerusalem.
Now, that was a report from our team on the ground, Cécile Galluccio and Antoine Mariotti. Now, Dan, you've said that you wanted to stay away from politics in this book, but how is that possible, given that we are talking about such a controversial dish?
Yeah, Sanam, I'm not a politician and I hate politics. For me, it's very, very easy. I don't get into this discussion. For me, it's also very easy because I know that hummus is a Palestinian dish. But more than that, what we are offering in the book is a new social order. We offer a dialogue, which in this dialogue, we give each other the very basic ethical demand to exist, to live equally, to love and to dream.
But of course, someone does get political. You have one of the Israeli writers saying that she refuses to buy hummus from any non-Arabs. And on that note, I want to talk about your favorite chapter, which is on Gaza.
Yeah, for me, the most beautiful chapter is Gaza, because I think it's for the first time you see people, you see children. You see children going out of school eating falafel and hummus because that's the cheapest dish that they can have. So for me, this challenge of humanize the dehumanized people living there, for me, it's an amazing thing to show the world about this invisible city.
So you wanted to humanize, very briefly if you can, Dan, but of course there has been backlash.
Yeah. Someone told me that the book will succeed if we are going to get the bullets from all directions. So happily, we've got them already. There are a lot of backlash from people, frightening people, people that sending very nasty comments. But we are strong and we believe in our way. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Dan Alexander, on that note, thank you very much. Are the co-authors of this wonderful book, Hummus. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Sanam. Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching this special edition of Middle East Matters.